President Biden briefed.
We're identifying who's responsible, and we'll make judgments from that point.
As a U.S. contractor dies inside Iraq. Kids in the COVID vaccine.
I think it's likely to occur right in that timeline.
Will they have access in time for the next school year? And royal pain.
I'm just really relieved and happy to be sitting here talking to you with my wife by my side.
Pushing back against bullying claims as a Sussex sit-down gets set to air. It's all coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Solache, and today's Thursday, March 4th, 2021.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Launcher located. It was in an agricultural area near the air base that was attacked. Biden spoke about the rocket attack in Iraq yesterday.
Mr. President, U.S. troops were targeted with rocket attacks. How do you respond?
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We are following that through right now. Thank God no one was killed by the rocket. One individual, a contractor, died of a heart attack. But we're identifying who's responsible, and we'll make judgments from that point.
U.S. coalition officials say at least 10 rockets were launched against an air base hosting American forces. The base in the Anbar province was just the first attack since the U.S. struck Iran-aligned militia targets last week. Thousands of more Americans now have health care under the Affordable Care Act. On Wednesday, federal data showed that more than 206,000 people signed up for the reopened federal exchange. In January, President Biden created a 3-month special enrollment period. The number of signups nearly tripled during the first 2 weeks. The enrollment will run until May 15th, but states are looking to extend the dates. Johnson & Johnson says COVID-19 vaccines for children under 18 could be available by September. This all comes after Johnson & Johnson announced last week that it plans to study the vaccine in adolescents. Johnson & Johnson CEO Alex Gorsky says the company will start by testing people 12 to 18 and move to younger ages from there.
Vaccines would be available for children under 18 by September, when parents want them to go back to school, or are we really thinking, should we be thinking more about the end of the year?
I think it's likely to occur right in that timeline. The good news is that the FDA is already working with companies to establish the clear regulatory guidelines so that the appropriate data can be collected.
Gorsky said one benefit of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is that this particular type of vaccine has been used in lower age groups before. Many executives of over 100 big American companies are advocating for legislation so dreamers or people brought into the U.S. as children illegally can become legal citizens in the country. The organizations making up the Coalition for the American Dream include Amazon, Facebook, and Target, among others, sent out a letter to senators supporting the DREAM Act of 2021 Wednesday. The bipartisan bill allows dreamers to apply for permanent resident status and later citizenship. The group said not passing the act will result in $350 billion in GDP and $9 billion in federal taxes. Were Meghan and Harry bullies to royal employees? They are now pushing back against what they call a false narrative. That's still ahead, and so is the story.
One of the other cops there, pointed to him, and I said, yeah, he's a doctor, he's helping us out. He was like, no, it's Dr. Oz.
He is a doctor, and he plays one on television. A celebrity who's also a surgeon rolls up his sleeves and helps in emergency at an airport.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth. without any bread, and kiss them all soundly,
Lights out.
and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are pushing back against bullying claims. A report in the British newspaper The Times claims the Duchess of Sussex ran on 3 royal staff members, including 2 personal palace assistants. The newspaper used unnamed royal aides. Lawyers for Harry and Meghan call it an uncalculated smear campaign and accuse the paper of pleading a wholesale false narrative. In an upcoming interview with Oprah Winfrey, Harry compares this tabloid harassment to what his mother, Princess Diana, had to deal with right before her death.
You know, for me, I'm just really relieved and happy to be sitting here talking to you with my wife by my side. Because I can't begin to imagine what it must have been like for her going through this process by herself all those years ago, because it has been unbelievably tough for the two of us, but at least we had each other.
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, I mean, there's a lot that's been lost already.
Also in the special, Meghan Markle accusing the royal family, or as she says the firm, of spreading lies about her and her Prince Harry in the interview with the Sussexes, and Oprah airs on CBS this upcoming Sunday. A very well-known TV doctor saves a man's life in New Jersey airport who was having a cardiac arrest. WCBS reporter Ali Bauman with the full story.
You know, it happened so fast.
Port Authority police officer Jeffrey Croissant was standing outside Newark Airport's Terminal A Monday night when just after 11 p.m. he saw someone collapse by baggage claim.
And, I knelt beside him. I was trying to see if he was alert, if we could talk to him. And he wasn't answering. So, I checked for a pulse, and, I wasn't able to find one.
At the same time, Dr. Oz, yes, that Dr. Oz, TV's famous heart surgeon, just happened to be by baggage claim and ran over to help.
We needed to do CPR. So I started compressing on his chest. Thankfully, the Port Authority police were there.
Officer Croissant did not recognize him at first, with everyone wearing masks, but Dr. Oz assured he was a doctor.
I just kept pushing air into his lungs until he began to revive.
One of the other cops there, pointed to him, and I said, yeah, he's a doctor. He's helping us out. He was like, no, it's Dr. Oz.
Backup arrived and officers deployed a defibrillator on the man. With a few more cycles of CPR, the man started breathing on his own and was taken to the hospital.
By the time EMS took him away, he was, from what I heard, he was alert and able to speak.
This was Officer Croissant's first time initiating CPR.
I see Dr. Oz there helping me out. I really can't get better help than that.
The 60-year-old New Jersey resident is being treated in the ICU and is expected to recover.
It's a far cry from where he was yesterday.
It's almost like this guy had a guardian angel.
A guardian angel with a daytime talk show. From Newark, Ali Bauman, CBS 2 News.
A SpaceX rocket prototype had a short flight yesterday, flying over parts of Texas before landing and exploding shortly after.
3, 2, 1, ignition. We got liftoff.
No word yet on the cause of the explosion, but the launch of SN-10 was aborted earlier in the day prior to its test flight. SpaceX is hoping that its prototype can be used to take its customers from city to city at high speeds and eventually take humans and cargo to Mars. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.